Reese puts it up, count the bucket! Body bucket and one for Angel.
The tension had been building for months. The rivalry, though still young, had been marinating in media hype, social media spats, and a string of post-season interviews and cryptic statements. But when Angel Reese squared up against Caitlin Clark and the Indiana Fever in the 2025 WNBA season opener, all of that noise erupted into one unforgettable moment and one brutal, undeniable reality check. The scoreboard, the stats, the fallout, it all told the same story. A story of instant regret, of a plan backfiring in front of 17,000 roaring fans and millions more watching from home. It started like any regular game, but it would end as a cautionary tale. The Indiana Fever didn't just beat the Chicago Sky. They dismantled them 93-58. And right at the center of it, the firestarter, Caitlin Clark. The moment that changed everything unfolded in the third quarter. Indiana was already cruising with a double-digit lead when Angel Reese, clearly fired up, went for an offensive rebound under the basket. After some questionable contact with Natasha Howard, she secured position. That's when Clark intervened. Seeing a layup about to be handed to Reese on a silver platter, Clark made a split-second decision. A hard foul, basketball 101. If you've got a foul to give and a player's about to score an easy two, you make the foul. It was physical, maybe a bit jarring, but nothing out of the ordinary for professional basketball. Initially, the referees agreed. Common foul, play on. But then they stopped, reviewed the footage, looked again. Flagrant one. The crowd erupted in a chorus of boos. Gainbridge Fieldhouse was shaking, not in celebration, but in disbelief. To Fever fans, their superstar had just been targeted. To Angel Reese, this was a moment to assert dominance. She rose from the court with fire in her eyes, chest puffed, out, jaw clenched, storming toward Clark. It wasn't subtle. It wasn't strategic. It was emotional, and it was about to unravel spectacularly. Aaliyah Boston, ever the enforcer, stepped in between them. A protective wall. She absorbed the heat, taking a technical foul in the process. But it didn't matter. That gesture, simple yet bold, said it all. The Fever weren't just playing for stats or highlights. They were a unit, tough, tight, and ready to ride for each other. The Sky bench leapt to their feet, sensing an emotional shift, maybe even a psychological edge. But they misread the moment. Caitlin Clark didn't bite. She didn't react. She didn't jaw back or match the drama. She simply turned and walked away. Focused, cold, unshaken. And then, she destroyed them. The very next play, Clark calmly brought the ball up the court, called for a screen, drained a step-back three with a precision that cut like a scalpel. The crowd, once buzzing with anger, erupted in euphoric disbelief. The message? You don't rattle Caitlin Clark, you wake her up. What followed was nothing, short of a basketball clinic. Clark began orchestrating the Fever offense with ruthless elegance. Dimes dropped with no-look precision, threes falling from deep. She attacked the rim, pulled up off the dribble, and carved up Chicago's defense like it was child's play. And it wasn't just her scoring. She was everywhere, rebounding over taller opponents, jumping passing lanes for steals, even blocking. Shots with a tenacity that said, I'm more than a shooter. 20 points, 10 rebounds, 10 assists, 4 blocks, 2 steals. In her first game back after a 7-month offseason, Caitlin Clark made WNBA history, the first ever triple-double in a season opener. Meanwhile, Angel Reese, her fire turned to frustration. Her body language told a different story now. Slumped shoulders, missed shots, confused glances toward the bench. Her energy, once brash, now buried. She was still pulling down rebounds, but the swagger was gone. Her attempt to shake Clark had backfired so completely, it became the night's defining irony. The Sky didn't just lose. They fell apart. Chicago shot an abysmal 29.1% from the field and just 22.2% from beyond the arc. Layups missed, threes bricked. Offensive sets disintegrated under Indiana's suffocating defense. They turned the ball over 17 times, many unforced, a result of panic more than pressure. And while Clark was leading the symphony, her teammates turned up the volume. Aaliyah Boston, burning from that technical foul, put on a masterclass in the paint. 19 points, 13 rebounds, 5 blocks. At one point, she rejected 3 shots in a row, one of them directly on Reese. She patrolled the rim like a lioness protecting her territory. Chicago's bigs had no answer for her presence. Natasha Howard, in her Fever debut, poured in 15 points with smooth footwork and silky finishes. Her floor spacing opened up lanes for Clark and Boston to do damage. Lexi Hull, the underdog spark plug off the bench, added 9 points and 9 rebounds. She dove for loose balls, stole possessions, and hit timely threes that kept the Sky gasping for air. And all the while, Chicago unraveled. Camila Cardardoso, a towering 6'7" presence for the Sky, was neutralized. 2 of 9 from the field, just 4 points. Courtney Vandersloot, the veteran floor general, turned the ball over 5 times and could never get Chicago's offense in sync. Every button coach Teresa Weatherspoon tried to push came up short. The most painful stat of the night? Chicago never scored more than 18 points in a single quarter. Every time they tried to mount a response, Indiana slammed the door shut harder. When the final buzzer sounded, the scoreboard said it all. 93-58. The worst possible outcome for Angel Reese and the Sky, a blowout, a humiliation, and a viral highlight reel of the moment she tried to intimidate a player who answered not with words but with history. Post-game, the differences in demeanor were stark. Clark, when asked about the incident, played it cool. Just a basketball play, she said. It was either give up a layup or send her to the line. I went for the ball, nothing malicious. She shrugged off the flagrant, praised her teammates, and quickly pivoted to the team's goals for the season. When asked about Aaliyah Boston jumping in, Clark smiled. I didn't even know she got a tech. She had my back. That's what we do. Boston, for her part, laughed about it. Wait, I got a tech? She said with mock surprise during the presser, drawing laughter from the room. And Reese? Her response was cold, clipped. Basketball play. Refs got it right. Move on. Gone. Was the bravado, the smile, the energy. She sat stiff, arms crossed, her tone flat. The confrontation she sparked now loomed like a weight she couldn't shake. Meanwhile, the internet caught fire. Clips of the incident, Reese's approach, Clark's walk-off, and the dagger 3 that followed exploded across TikTok and X. One viral meme spliced together the confrontation, the scoreboard, and Clark's stat line under the caption, "Actions have consequences." The clip drew millions of views within hours. Round 1 had gone to Clark, and not just on the court. Even the WNBA itself benefited. Early ratings showed the most watched season opener in league history. The drama, the rivalry, the spectacle. It had captivated everyone. But in the cold light of morning, only one team walked away proud, Indiana. This wasn't just about Caitlin Clark. The Fever proved they weren't a one-woman show. They were united, deep, dangerous. And if anyone else in the league is watching, they should be very, very concerned, because this game wasn't just a win, it was a warning. Angel Reese tried to spark a fire, but she forgot who she was striking against. The instant she charged Clark, she didn't just pick a fight. She unlocked a player and a team ready to make history. And now, the league has 43 more games to brace for what comes next. So let's hear it. Was Angel Reese out of line or just outmatched? Did the refs get it right with the flagrant? Is Caitlin Clark the early MVP frontrunner? Drop your thoughts in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on notifications. This rivalry is far from over. We'll be here for every second of it.